and welcome to our virtual class. My name is Luminița Tiuliuliuc and I'm a teacher of English. Today we are going to speak about a very beautiful and suitable topic, as I think. It is entitled Parents and Children's Happiness. Our lesson's objectives are to find out how parents' affection impacts children's life, to get acquainted with the new vocabulary, to revise collective nouns, and to use those collective nouns in our own sentences. We will start our lesson by learning the new vocabulary. Look at the slide and find out the following words. Happiness, which is the quality of state of being happy. Affection, it is a feeling of fondness or tenderness for a person or thing. Warmth, friendliness or kindness. Survey, a general or comprehensive view. Resilience, it's the ability to recover quickly from illness. Overall, regarded as a whole, general. Hostility, the state of being hostile, antagonism or enmity. And the last word, anxious, which means worried or troubled. We're going to read an article by Sandy Schwartz that is entitled How a Parent's Affection Shapes a Child's Happiness for Life. Research over the past decade emphasizes the link between parental affection in childhood and health and happiness in his future. Science supports the idea that warmth and affection expressed by parents to their children results in lifelong positive outcomes for those children, according to Child Trends, the leading non-profit research organization in the United States focused on improving the lives and prospects of children, youth, and their families. Higher self-esteem, improved academic performance, better parent-child communication, and fewer psychological and behavior problems have been linked to this type of affection. On the other hand, children who do not have affectionate parents tend to have lower self-esteem and to feel more alienated, display hostility, are aggressive and antisocial. A number of recent studies highlight the importance of parental affection for children's happiness and success. So, in 2010, researchers at Duke University Medical School found that babies with very affectionate and attentive mothers grow up to be happier, more resilient, and less anxious adults. Next, a 2013 study from UCLA found that unconditional love and affection from a parent can make children emotionally happier, less anxious. This happens because their brain actually changes as a result of the affection. In 2015, a study out of the University of Notre Dame showed that children who received affection from their parents were happier as adults. More than 600 adults were surveyed about how they were raised, including how much physical affection they had. As you can see on the slide, we have three different pictures, but they have or carry some important information. Look at the pictures and analyze the situation, while I'm going to give you some suggestions. So you will certainly witness the careful and helpful father trying to do his best in showing his daughter how to hold the pencil in picture number 1. The sound advice the parents are offering their son in how to use his mobile as safer as possible in picture number 2. And the affection, care, and protection every parent is unconditionally providing to his child in picture number 3. I hope you will agree with me on that the key factor that contributes to the development of a versatile personality of a child is, first of all, their parents' affection. I I'm sure you will agree that the less a child receives warmth, encouragement, care, the lower his self-esteem and self-confidence become. And finally, parental presence in child's life builds the pavement on which children make their first steps in life, so the way a parent behaves towards his child is reflected in his or her adult life afterwards. After we have discussed about how important affection is in the life of a child, let's speak about grammar. Today, we are going to revise the use of collective nouns. You have probably remembered that collective nouns are names for a collection or a number of people or things. Words like group, herd, and array are collective noun examples. Before using them and apply it into practice, let's revise some rules. Countable nouns, also known as count nouns, can be counted by a number or quantified by size. They appear in both singular and plural forms. For example, 3 puppies and 100 love notes. Mass nouns are also referred to as uncountable or non-count nouns. They signify unbounded amounts. For example, water, rice, and education can all be considered mass nouns. A noun is considered a mass noun when its use can't be counted or qualified in a relevant manner. Collective nouns are a subset of count nouns because they refer to a group of countable nouns as a single collective unit. For example, there are 12 eggs in a dozen and 52 cards in a deck. How to use collective nouns correctly? Nouns in the collective class can be used in either the singular or plural form, depending on the context of the sentence. For example, the word family is a collective noun because it refers to more than one person sharing a relationship. However, you can also use this in its plural form to refer to several families. Using collective nouns in sentences can be confusing sometimes because it's sometimes difficult to discern whether to use plural or singular verbs and pronouns. To use verbs and pronouns correctly, we need to identify whether the collective noun refers to the group working as individuals or collectively in unison. When the unit is acting in unison, it is appropriate to use the singular form. When the members of the unit are acting as individuals, it is appropriate to use plural forms of verbs and pronouns. Now, look at the slide and find out how familiar these words are to you. The words are majority, assembly, crew, or poultry. Let's practice. We have here some sentences where the task is to open the brackets, placing correctly the form of the verb. While you are thinking it over, I'm going to give you some suggestions. On the way to the countryside, we could see the poultry that were grazing on the green meadows. The majority of the students present at the conference were all focused on the speaker's presentation. These goods are produced in China, so you can order them online. An airplane's crew usually consists of 3, including a pilot, a co-pilot, and a flight attendant. As you have understood, today at the lesson, we have managed to find out how parents' affection impacts the child's life. We have managed to get acquainted with new vocabulary. We have revised the collective nouns, and we have used collective nouns in sentences. While finishing our today's lesson, I would like you to remember that happiness is when what you think, what you say, and what you do are in harmony. Thank you for the lesson.